Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's incredibly important for every parent, guardian, and caregiver out there: the early detection of developmental delays in children. As parents, we all want the absolute best for our kids, and a huge part of that is understanding their growth and development. It can be a little overwhelming, right? You see other kids doing certain things, and you start to wonder, is my child on track? First off, let me say, every child is unique and develops at their own pace. A slight variation is completely normal. However, knowing the general milestones can empower you to be your child's best advocate. So, what exactly are developmental delays? Simply put, a developmental delay is when your child doesn't reach their developmental milestones at the expected age. These milestones are the skills most children can do by a certain age, and they fall into a few key categories. Let's break them down. First, we have gross motor skills. These are the big movements that involve large muscles in the arms, legs, and torso. Think about things like rolling over, sitting up without support, crawling, pulling up to stand, and eventually walking. For a baby, not being able to hold their head up by about 4 months, or not sitting up by 9 months, might be something to watch. For a toddler, you'd look for things like walking, running, and climbing stairs. Next are fine motor skills. These are the smaller, more precise movements using the hands and fingers. Things like grasping a toy, transferring it from one hand to another, picking up small objects like a Cheerio with their thumb and forefinger, that classic pincer grasp hand later on, using crayons, stacking blocks, and turning pages in a book. If a 1-year-old isn't trying to self-feed with their fingers or isn't pointing at things, it's worth paying attention to. Then there's language and communication. This is a big one for many parents. It includes everything from cooing and babbling as a baby to understanding words to speaking their first words like mama or dada. By 1 year, most babies can respond to their name and might say a few words. By 2, they're often putting 2 words together into simple phrases like more juice. A delay here could mean not babbling by 12 months or not speaking in simple sentences by age 2. It also includes nonverbal communication, like making eye contact and using gestures like waving bye-bye. Another crucial area is cognitive development. This is all about how children think, learn, solve problems, and reason. For infants, it's about exploring the world with their senses, recognizing familiar faces, and understanding object permanence, the idea that something still exists even when they can't see it. As they grow, it's about following simple instructions, imitating actions, and engaging in pretend play. For example, if a 2-year-old isn't imitating your actions or doesn't seem to understand simple instructions like get your shoes, it could be a sign. Finally, we have social and emotional development. This is how your child interacts with others and manages their emotions. It starts with a baby's first social smile. It progresses to things like showing affection, expressing different emotions like happiness or frustration, and eventually learning to share and take turns with other children. A lack of smiling, not enjoying being around people, or having extreme difficulty separating from a parent could be potential red flags. So, now that we know the areas to watch, what should you do if you have a concern? The first and most important step is to talk to your child's pediatrician. They are your best resource. Before your appointment, it's a great idea to jot down your specific observations. Don't just say, I think he's delayed. Be specific. For example, he's 18 months old and isn't walking yet, and he isn't saying any words, not even mama or dada, or she's 3 and doesn't play with other kids at the park. She just sits by herself. These details will give your doctor a much clearer picture. Your pediatrician will likely do a developmental screening. This is a quick and simple set of questions or a short test to see how your child is doing. Many pediatricians do this routinely at well-child checkups, but you can always request one. Based on the screening, if there are concerns, your doctor might recommend a more in-depth developmental evaluation. This evaluation is a more detailed look at your child's skills, often conducted by a team of specialists. This could include a developmental pediatrician, a speech-language pathologist, an occupational therapist, or a physical therapist. Don't let this list of specialists intimidate you. These are people who have dedicated their lives to helping children thrive. They're there to help you and your child. They'll play with your child, observe them, and use various tests to get a comprehensive understanding of their strengths and challenges. Let's talk about why early detection is so critical. A child's brain develops most rapidly during the first few years of life. This period is a window of opportunity. When a delay is identified early, we can start interventions right away. These interventions, often called early intervention services, can make a world of difference. They might look like play-based therapy where a therapist teaches you and your child new skills through fun activities. For a speech delay, it could be a therapist working with your child on sounds and words. For a motor delay, it could be a physical therapist helping them build strength and coordination. These services are designed to help your child catch up and build a strong foundation for future learning. The research is overwhelmingly clear. The earlier a child gets the help they need, the better their long-term outcome. It can improve their school performance, their social skills, and their overall quality of life. I know hearing that your child might have a delay can be scary and emotional. It's okay to feel worried, confused, or even a little sad. Allow yourself to feel those emotions, but also know that you are not alone. There are vast communities of parents who have walked this path before you, and there are incredible professionals ready to support your family. Getting a diagnosis or identifying a delay isn't a label, it's a key. It's the key that unlocks the door to the right resources and supports your child needs to reach their full potential. Remember, you are the expert on your child. You see them every single day. Your intuition as a parent is powerful. If you feel in your gut that something isn't quite right, trust that instinct and seek answers. Don't fall into the wait and see trap or let well-meaning friends or family members dismiss your concerns. While they might be right and your child is just a late bloomer, it's always better to get it checked out. If it turns out to be nothing, you'll have peace of mind. And if it is something, you'll have caught it early, which is the best possible scenario. If you are concerned and don't know where to start, in many countries, like the United States, there are publicly funded early intervention programs. You can often self-refer, meaning you don't even need a doctor's referral to get an evaluation. A simple online search for early intervention services near me can get you started. For those in the U.S., look up your state's Child Find program. To recap, know the milestones, but don't obsess. Trust your parental instincts. If you have a concern, write down your specific observations and talk to your pediatrician immediately. Advocate for a developmental screening or evaluation. And most importantly, remember that early intervention is key and can make a profound difference. You are your child's champion, and by being proactive, you're giving them an amazing gift. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that supports you on your parenting journey. Share your experiences or questions in the comments below. Let's create a supportive community right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.